steps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff. But
Angel Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon,
We can't ask Rashad questions.
Hey, Rashad.
Speaking of Rihanna and Roc Nation, we got Jay-Z. Now I think I mentioned this before, but I need to make a video on it because a lot of people are talking about the lack of follow-ups. And for me, it was a crazy time and stuff, like you guys already heard what's been going on at the beginning of the video, if you haven't already. This is the Road to 5K Subs. My name is Rashad Milligan. If you're new to the channel, welcome in. But yes, back to this. It's been a crazy time for me. I never got to address it, but for the sake of due diligence and responsible journalism, I will mention this, that the suit against Jay-Z has been dropped. As you guys know, the accuser, a couple days later, after Jay-Z said, "This is cap, these are all lies, all celebrities are not the same, this is an attack against my character, and I'm worried about my family and my family's safety and the public image that the hit that my public image is taken from all of this. This is crazy." And right after was the Blue Ivy joint with the Mufasa premiere, right? And it was like kind of a dark cloud over the family with Jay-Z showing up because he had these allegations on this record. And, I said, y'all be sure to, kind of keep that same energy that y'all have for Puff. Y'all ain't have much but an accusation and a lawsuit with Puff, and everybody was writing him off as this crazy evil man. But with Jay, you know what I'm saying? It was, oh, Jay ain't do that, Jay ain't do that, Jay. And it's like, I just thought that was crazy. But I did do a video on the suit being dropped, the lawyers coming back. I mean, the accuser changing their mind and the lawyers coming back. And now I'm doing a video on what I'm gonna do in the video on the suit being dropped. And now Jay-Z saying $20 million was lost from this. So with that being said, let's read the deadline story from Dominic Patton. The lawsuit accusing Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs of repeatedly a minor in 2000 after the MTV VMAs was dismissed on Valentine's Day, but the bitter relationship between Jay-Z and attorney Tony Buzbee rages on. Filed 4 days after Buzbee represented Jane Doe voluntarily dismissed with prejudice her claims, Jay-Z, aka Sean Carter, made a declaration in the docket of the Los Angeles Superior Court, ripping the Texas-based attorney, rejecting Buzbee's attempt to have the Roc Nation's boss, the defamation and extortion suit essentially gutted. Jay-Z's February 10th filing from the career-ending accusations of assaulting a 13-year-old girl unsurprisingly damaged his business and his family, the former to the tune of $20 million a year. While not mentioning the NFL, with Roc Nation has recently renewed the Super Bowl halftime show deal, Jay-Z's declaration makes clear that even Roger Goodell-run league was standing by him. Others were very much inclined to do so. Mr. Buzbee's actions undermined my relationship and my company Roc Nation's relationship with other businesses in the sports and entertainment space, the filing states. We have agreements to produce entertainment programs for certain sporting events. After Mr. Buzbee filed the lawsuit, the media reported that other businesses could end their deals with Roc Nation and force one to speak out and address whether these false allegations would end their business relationship. Immediately after Mr. Buzbee went public with false accusations, my company Roc Nation also lost other contracts in the sports and entertainment space that will be generated revenue of approximately $20 million per year. The accusation of then teen Jane Doe is alleged to have occurred on the night of September 7, 2000, during one of Diddy's drug-fueled parties after that year's MTV VMAs. A graphic October 20, 2024 lawsuit from Buzbee first named only Combs, but the distinct reference to the company cited as male celebrity A and female celebrity B. Jay-Z was named as celebrity A in the December 8th refiling by Buzbee, which followed by a separate November 18th suit from Quinn Emanuel O'Curt and Sullivan, representative, anonymous celebrity and public figure who resides in Los Angeles, later revealed to be Jay-Z, that went after the Texas lawyer for extortion. After a flurry of filings, including several unsuccessful attempts at dismissal, one problematic NBC News sit-down featuring the now middle-aged Jane Doe and other media duels, the whole matter was pulled on February 14th by the plaintiff with no explanation by Buzbee. On the other hand, Jay-Z said in a statement posted that day on Roc Nation's X feed, I would not wish this experience on anyone. That trauma that my wife, my children, and loved ones have endured can never be dismissed. Poor child. In fact, on February 10th, the multi Grammy winner also got specific about what could be viewed as a hit on him timing wise when he was publicly named December 8th. I was harshly criticized by others for accompanying my daughter to the premiere of her movie day after Mr. Buzbee filed the Jane Doe lawsuit against me, JC said in a full tilt. December 9th, Los Angeles premiere of the Barry Jenkins directed Mufasa, The Lion King, that he attended with his daughter Blue Ivy and his wife Beyonce. Media outlets reported that Disney was hesitant over my attendance at the premiere because of the accusations. I feel that Mr. Buzbee purposely filed the lawsuit on the eve of my daughter's premiere to put me in the position of having to choose between supporting my daughter or hiding to avoid the negative press coverage. Busby's assertion that there is nothing extreme and outrageous about his false claims that Mr. Carter is a serial child is erroneous and appalling, states an accompanying 22-page opposition to the defendant's motion to strike. Despite all of the citations of threats, alleged multiple victims, strong arm by Buzbee for something of substance from Jay-Z of his clients, the hip hop icon's attendance at big NFL games and the Grammys in recent weeks, this could all be DOA now, as of a February 25th hearing in downtown LA remains in the books. Deadline reached out to both the lawyers of Jay-Z and Jane Doe for comment and clarification on the state of affairs, but the filing of the judicial notice Tuesday and LASC may provide a clue. In that paperwork, Jay-Z lawyer Robert M. Schwartz did note that the February 14th dismissal in New York, NYC, and stressed, given that Mr. Buzbee filed the dismissal 4 days after Mr. Carter filed the opposition to the anti-slap motion on February 10th, Mr. Carter could not have made the dismissal a part of his opposition. The attorney added, the voluntary dismissal with prejudice is relevant to Mr. Carter's opposition to the defendants. What does that mean? Pending special motion to strike, anti-slap motion, which attacks the legal and factual basis of Mr. Carter's claims for extortion, defamation, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The gravamen of Mr. Carter's claims is that Mr. Buzbee failed to properly investigate Jane Doe's claims before Mr. Buzbee accused Mr. Carter of and threatened to refer her to the law enforcement authorities, and then demanded that Mr. Carter pay his client something of substance to buy her silence and avoid a public spectacle and litigation. Mr. Schwartz then goes on to make another point in today's filing. The fact finder in this case can reasonably infer that voluntary dismissal, that Mr. Buzbee's public statements that Mr. Carter had Jane Doe were false, making them defamatory. Perhaps this is more about a West Coast war now. They saying this is not about the NYC thing, but what's going on in LA. As for Mr. Combs, who still faces dozens of assault and abuse civil claims from Mr. Buzbee represented plaintiffs and others, he remains behind bars at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, where he's been since his September 16th arrest, failing on multiple occasions to get released on $50 million bail and looking at life in prison if found guilty. The Bad Boys record founder is set to go on trial on racketeering, sex, and transportation to engage in charges on May 5th. It is unlikely Jay-Z will show up at that event, even though without him, it will still remain a spectacle. Okay, all right. So a lot of things to trip me up in that reading, obviously. But it pretty much just sounded like Jay-Z was he's not trying, but he's going after Buzbee for what he did. He said, you ruined my money, so we're going to go after you. You don't come after Jay-Z. That's kind of what I see right here, is Jay-Z kind of asserting his power and saying, like, yo, you don't come after Jay-Z, and this is why you don't come after Jay-Z. I'm going to make an example out of you and anybody else who tries Mr. Sean. What's Jay-Z's? Sean Carter. I'm tweaking. So there's that. There was an interesting thing that I saw on Twitter today before I get out of here. And I'm so glad that everybody tuned in and said, what's up, all the good things. And we are going to get out with this, man. Okay. So what happened was
Snaps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
Change or Rashad Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
We can't ask Rashad a question.
Hey, Rashad.